The world of work is changing. Don't believe me? Look at government statistics. The government already reports that many positions are being filled by temporary workers. I want you to think ahead to the next recession. I don't think it's that far off, but let's say it's 2 years from now or 3 years from now. Whenever it is going to be, I want you to think of your work in a particular way. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not being critical of outsourcing. This is not about sending jobs offshore. It's about how firms will probably start looking at their employees and repositioning them yet again. For the longest time, they've been repositioning them as temporary workers, but imagine now that they're thinking in terms of tasks. What gigs can they hire people for and then have them leave? So as you start to look at your work, I don't care what profession you're in, particularly for the white collar workers who think this doesn't affect them, this is very much about you. Start breaking up the tasks that you do into discrete components and start thinking of how you would market your skills and ability along those lines. So for example, if you're a developer, there's the part of you that's doing you already know, for example, about user interface design or doing work for mobile devices and the discrete skills for each of those, but break them up even further. There are people who do wireframing, for example, who are exquisite with that. There are people with UI design background, with user experience design background. Break everything up into discrete functionality. Are you great at requirements gathering? Are you someone who works on delivery and implementation? Whatever it is, I want people in the grants business. They think in terms of proposal writing. What's the different elements that go into your work that you could break up into components and to sell to other people as in the way of a service? Now, I also want you to think in terms of setting yourself up on the side now with work that you can propose that's going to help you, shall we say, supplement your income. You see, for a lot of folks, working on the side is going to be extremely important to them in terms of, keeping food on the table if they lose their jobs. So again, what can you set up now using some of those discrete skills so that if you're out of work, you buy yourself staying power? Now, I don't think jobs will come back as heavily with the next recession as it eventually did with this one. I don't want to go into the reasons now. I'll just simply say, if I'm wrong, there's no harm. But if I'm right, you'll have been well positioned to find your next thing and to stay out of work longer because you have other sources of income coming in.